It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Welcome to 2K Sports, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kenny the Jet Smith. Tonight, it'll be the San Antonio Spurs up against the Golden State Warriors. Well, for Golden State, they managed to take Game 1 of the season series against this team, looking to seal their series advantage with a win tonight. Almost ready for tip-off, but first a moment to talk about something that often gets overlooked, defense. Kenny, who are the most impressive defenders in the NBA right now?
Well, defense doesn't get overlooked by championship teams, and I'm going to name some guys who've either played on championship team or contenders. Kawhi Leonard, defender on the wing. Andre Iguodala, MVP of the NBA Finals, but defense was one of the reasons. And Paul George, coming back from injury. This guy was a premium defender.
It's Western Conference time for the traveling Golden State Warriors today. You're in for a treat as we bring you NBA basketball on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan to call the game with our analysts Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. In the last meeting for these two teams, the Spurs were handed a loss when they went up against the Warriors.
You know what, a lot of three-pointers, but for me more so it was the shot selection on those three-pointers. I just felt like they were just too trigger-happy from downtown.
You know, Greg, sometimes you're able to shoot your way out of a slump, but they just kept making things worse. Sometimes the harder you try, the worse it gets.
So Golden State will get the first. House checked in for Golden State. The kid comes in for Andre Iguodala. Setting the floor for the Warriors, Sims. He's in at shooting guard. Anderson Varejao is out there with Draymond Green. Then it's Curry. And it's Thompson in at the small forward position. And he gets it to go. And the Warriors lead by 6.
Rebounding is going to be the focal point for them in this one, fellas. I can feel it.
You know, it always is, and it's been so far, and they've gotten a nice edge on the glass.
Jody Meeks, he's checked in for the Warriors. Last outing for Golden State, they won that game against Dallas.
And Kevin, you know, they showed how important it is to have a strong bench. I mean, when you are on the road, that depth is vital. I think they really utilized the second unit to extend their offensive assault and just really wore down their opponent.
And guys, I think what you saw from them throughout the game was teamwork. This is a team. Regardless of who was out there on the floor at any given time, they got it done, and that has to make you feel good as a group.
And a breakdown here, guys, the hustle stats for the Warriors.
You know, they've done a great job of getting a hand up on shooters. Actually have gotten a lot of blocks as well, solidifying that defensive effort.
Yeah, and one thing, Clark, I've noticed is how quick their hands have been tonight. Thanks to that, they've gotten a lot of points off of turnover.
The shot's good from Sims. Spurs trail by 7. Hills with it. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. Stolen by Thompson. Passes it to Sims. Dives for it, and it's out of bounds. The Warriors able to retain possession here. Let's go to our 2K leaderboard. Three-point shooting, where you expect to see some high percentages from the shooting guard position. And that's just what this group has provided. Klay Thompson, number 1.
He just oozes with confidence out there beyond the arc. That's where he makes his living, as he should. I mean, given how efficient he's been from long range.
Well, we've all heard ball don't lie. Well, numbers don't lie either. I mean, he's got range that I'd put up against anybody else in the league, shooting guard or otherwise. He's an assassin.
Warriors leading by 10. Sims, the pass to Green. And another 3 for Golden State.
A good open look, and he splashes home the 3.
Now let's find out what head coach Greg Popovich had to say to Doris Burke. Doris?
Kevin, he told me that basically on the defensive end, if they can do a good job on their outside shooters, everything else should fall into place. He said, listen, if we can force them to work the ball inside on a consistent basis, we feel like we have an excellent chance to win. We'll see, guys.
Thank you, Doris. Devising a strategy, Clark, to take away that three-point shot.
Yeah, I think it's an important part of your defensive game plan because teams nowadays are just too good to not defend them from behind the three-point line.
Here's Thompson. Kawhi Leonard making his last shot. Here's Sims. Good on the triple. Sims has got 8 points.
Great outside shooting fueling this run.
And the D is getting bombarded. They haven't been able to slow them down the least bit.
He took good advantage of that screen.
You can't afford to get him that kind of a look.
Well, you know, he came off a good screen, but still, as a defender, you've got to do a better job of fighting over and through that.
Mills with the steal. Outside, Green. Good on the three-point shot. Green's got it back down to single digits for San Antonio.
A little bit of a defensive breakdown there. He's not the guy you want to leave open on the perimeter. You've got to stay attached to him.
And Mills kicks to Green. 1:37 left to play in the first quarter. Clock at 6. Mills. Here's Marjanovic, and Thompson sends it back. Leonard with no one around. And it's good. Fought through contact, hits the shot. He'll go to the free throw line.
And that one gives them a +5 rebound advantage, Kevin.
Pretty clear. They're dominating that area. They've come out with a lot more energy and effort so far.
The Spurs making a switch here. Anderson's checked in, and then for Golden State, Laverne comes in for Draymond Green, and it's Livingston in for Jody Meeks. Spurs trail by 6. Mills with it, now defended by Sims. Green, the screen, and here's Mills from the arc. Varejao grabs the board.
No doubt it's been a bit of a struggle for him here in this quarter in terms of scoring.
Good. And that's now 11 points for Freak.
12 straight points off of three-pointers, and the D looks shell-shocked.
And guys, now that they're rolling from out there, the defense has to really get up into them. You've got to almost be in their jerseys to try to deny those looks.
You can see the frustration in the quarter on his face, especially with his team trailing.
San Antonio's gone a meager 1 of 6 from three-point land since we got started tonight. Mills dishes to Dudley. It's Anderson with the drive. And we reached the end of the first quarter. The Warriors on top. They're up by 9. And the San Antonio Spurs have really popularized that unselfish offensive style of play. Manu Ginobili talked about their Spurs approach. There's a lot to be said for knowing, Greg, who you are and what your game plan is. Let's look here for the Warriors. Draymond Green, he's checked in for Laverne. Thompson comes in for Andre Iguodala. The kid, he's checked in for Sean Livingston. And Brooks subbed in for Curry. Mills out there with Green. Then there's LaMarcus Aldridge. Then there's Jared Dudley. That's the San Antonio 5. The shot by Sims, no good.
Even though he isn't having the best of games from the floor, it hasn't seemed to hurt him.
Mills, sweet little floater. Mills has got his second bucket of the night.
You know, he didn't need to make the layup complicated. I mean, it's not a trick shot contest, but he decided to go for a little extra flavor on that one. You know, his ability is matched only by his energy, guys. I mean, he's usually in the middle of everything for his team.
The drive by Green, stolen by Brooks. By himself, and Green slams it in.
And guys, that's a big swing right there. I mean, taking the steal and then turning it into 2 easy points on the dunk.
No telling how important that sequence could turn out to be.
And guys, in a game this snug, moments like that are the ones we usually look back on at the end as a difference maker.
San Antonio shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game. And he knocks down the first one. Good on both. Warriors leading by 3. Sims the pass to Green, and it's Golden State with another.
That's how to orchestrate for your teammate. Terrific pass.
Last game for the Spurs, they picked up the W against Milwaukee.
How about the athleticism on display defensively in that win?
Yeah, it was reflected in their shot block total, Greg. I mean, they were very disruptive, which I think is a combination of hustle and muscle. Punches it down with pop.
Rubs it in. It looks like a little deeper with the hanging finish.
I tell you what, they're not backing off at all, are they?
Now, here's Aldridge. He had 13 points in the win against Milwaukee. Off the pick, Varejao grabs the board.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
The shot by Sims, no good.
3 triples in the first quarter, but he's yet to knock one down here in the second.
On the wing, Green. Money from the wing. Green's got 6.
A tough start scoring the basketball, but they're starting to turn it around now.
Yeah, it looks like they've gained a little bit of confidence as the lid has come off the hoop.
Here's Sims. A 35-point game for him in the win against Dallas.
But what stood out for me was his gorgeous playmaking out there. I mean, over and over, he was finding his teammates in a great position to score.
And here's Mills following Draymond Green's 3. No dice from the high post.
It just hasn't been a very good day for him, guys. They need him to start burying some of those.
Brooks kicks to Varejao. Here's Sims. Another 3 for Golden State.
And let's see, guys, if that triggers another little explosion from him after hitting 3 triples in that first quarter.
Mills, that's a 2-pointer. Here's Aldridge. Sims with the rebound. Here's Golden State. They're on a 14-4 run. And count it, the shot is good. He'll go to the free throw line.
It seems that every pass they make is leading to a score here. I mean, that's just exquisite ball movement.
And that's because the ball is looking for the best shot, and it's really paid off for them during the run.
Laverne, he's checked in for Anderson Varejao. The 3 from Mills. That shot goes in. He now has 3 field goals and 6 misses today.
Yeah, perfect release that time. I mean, I thought it might get blocked, but no.
Yeah, he was giving up a lot of size in that particular matchup, but showed the excellent ability to get off that shot despite the disadvantage in size.
Now Mills, following the 3-point attempt by Freak. Here's Marjanovic. It's good, and he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A 3-point play chance here. The Spurs shooting their 7th attempt at the foul line in this one.
You've got to appreciate their ability to make free throws, 81% as a team.
Those are good numbers for any team. I mean, they can feel extremely good about their free throw shooting percentage this season.
Here's Mills, following the basket by Freak. Aldridge is screened. And Mills kicks to Aldridge. Off target from 3-point range.
Boy, I tell you what, the complexion of this game would be completely different if he shot the ball anything like he's capable of.
And when he's got that much of a height advantage on the perimeter, it's really tough on the defender. Easy 3-pointer.
And we've finished one half of basketball.
All right, Kevin, here with Tony Parker. And Tony, you guys have struggled offensively so far in this game. Why do you think it's been so tough to get into a groove here?
I don't know. We got a hard time to make a basket. Playing a very good team. They play with a lot of energy. So hopefully in the second half we can shoot a little bit better.
Tony, thank you. Kevin, nothing like seeing 2 Titans get after it.
Thanks so much, Doris, and we'll step away briefly, but get you right back in there for the start of the 3rd quarter after this break.
Hey guys, listen up. We've got a good lead, but lots of basketball left to play. We got to speak.
Welcome back, everyone, to the start of the second half. Big margin on our hands.